Imagine being knee-deep in water on the shore of a small island with no people living on it, and watching the ship, which was your only way out, disappear into the distance. It won't come back no matter how loud you scream or how badly you beg. Now picture this island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean that is completely empty of people. Could you handle being so alone? If so, how long will it last before you start to lose your mind? This is the scary story of Alexander Selkirk and his life on Maza Tierra Island, by himself. Alexander Selkirk's early years were marked by defiance and carelessness. He was born in 1676 in Fife, Scotland, and was notorious for getting into trouble and often fighting with government figures. Though Selkirk was smart and good at sailing, and his mother had encouraged him to do so, his father was very against his son's plans to live at sea. Threatened with losing his inheritance, Selkirk reluctantly did what his father wanted, but he really wanted to go on a journey. In the end, Selkirk's need to be on the move led him to join the pirates and buccaneers in the South Seas. Even though it was dangerous, he did well in this wild place and became known as a good navigator. But later, Selkirk joined Captain William Dampier's crew as a privateer to take a less dangerous route. But problems were building on the ship, which was made worse by the bad relationship between Captain William and Lieutenant Thomas Stradling, who took over as captain after William died. In 1704, there was a mission to attack a Spanish gold mining town, but the leaders couldn't get along. After a number of mistakes, they got into a heated argument that ended their relationship, and because Selkirk was loyal to Thomas, he stayed on the Cinque Ports while the crew fixed it on Maza Tierra Island. Being stuck on this remote island, Selkirk had to deal with a huge problem: how to stay alive. With only a rifle, some tools, and navigational aids that he had stolen from the ship, he struggled with the harsh truth of being alone. At first, Selkirk was hopeful that they would be saved quickly, but as the days turned into weeks and then months, his hope faded. Even though it was lonely, Selkirk's creativity and strength helped him stay alive. He made homes, searched for food, and tamed wildcats to keep rats away. His faith gave him comfort in his loneliness and gave him a sense of purpose in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Over time, he became used to his surroundings and began to live by the natural cycles. Years went by, with times of danger and determination. He hurt himself when he fell off a cliff, which showed how fragile his life was. But Selkirk's creativity never wavered as he made tools out of shipwreck rubble and searched the island for food. Despite the physical difficulties, Selkirk's loneliness was the thing that hurt him the most, because it reminded him all the time that he was cut off from society. Then, after 4 years of being alone, 2 ships, the Duke and the Duchess, came to rest off the coast of Maza Tierra and saved them. Overwhelmed with emotion, Selkirk met the crew, marking the end of his journey by himself. Even though Selkirk didn't want to go back into society, he started a new chapter by going back to England and continuing his adventures at sea. When Selkirk thought back on his time on Maza Tierra, he felt strangely happy, despite being alone. But he loved how simple life was on the island, as he said in his moving words, "I am now worth 800 pounds, but shall never be as happy as when I was not worth a farthing." The story of Selkirk's trip shows that the human spirit is strong and can find comfort and meaning even in the most upset places. His story lives on as a lesson of how strong the human spirit is and how appealing adventure can be even when things go wrong. Thanks for coming along on this exciting trip. If you liked learning about Alexander Selkirk's amazing life today, be sure to follow for more interesting stories. Until then, may your way be marked by the spirit of adventure.